Rodan is here.
Yeah, and Rodan couldn't get in, so she's not here.
Who's not your friend? Is that Tina?
Yeah, this is not great. It's the Apple TV thing.
Okay, I'm here, and everything's back now. Kind of, sort of.
Okay, everybody. So my position is 75, 0.1. Let's roll out. This is unlike any other race on Zwift, that's for sure. Rolling out the pen at 1.5 after a minute.
Liking it so far.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than ZRL, isn't it? It's like ZRL, but without the threshold between the athletes.
Jake, as I said, 2.0 it's too hard for me to keep it. I'm already behind.
I mean, I'm only doing 1.5, Layla. I'm not doing any more than that yet. I can't really go much slower than that.
No,
Pretty bit stretched out.
but I'm doing 1.7, 1.8, 9 here.
Okay, well, you'll
Just
get
flatten out here, you should
we've got plenty of time, so just group up. Obviously, sit in the group, recover. We're not going to be doing more than 1.5 in the group, so if you're at the back of the group, you'll be doing less than that.
Yeah, it looks like you're in the wind, Layla. If you just catch someone's wheel, you could probably close to halve your effort and keep up.
Okay. Tommy, can you do me a favour and drop back for Layla, please?
I got it.
That'll be good.
I'm waiting for
Okay, thanks. I want to group up sooner rather than later, though. Remember, if it's at 4 point, what did we say, 4.1, 4.2?
4.1.
4.1. Okay, so we need to be ramping up to 3.1. You know the drill.
Oh.
Same as every sprint.
Sponsor that after the hairpin, Jake.
Okay, yeah, I know that one. Thanks, Josh. Perfect. It's like 100 meters after the hairpin, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, we know that one. So you're going to have to be really going as we go around the bend, to be honest, guys, if you're going for the fastest.
Yeah.
Remember, protected guys at the back of the group. If you're not a protected rider, you need to fill the gap between me and the protected riders. So me and Coach will be on the front. We'll be holding the pace that we're calling out on Discord, and I need everybody else to just fill the gaps between, and the protected riders to sit at the back of the blob. Does that make sense? So your energy, a lot of the energy of the protected riders will be chasing holding the wheel of me or Coach, just plugging those gaps.
Josh, I'll listen out for specific instructions from you. Otherwise, I'll sit in the middle somewhere. But if you want specific things, just shout it out, and I will do my best to fill that gap.
We'll just fire up right as we start to come around the hairpin and just go like heck.
Okay. Now, are we nearly together off the back? It looks like it on the mini map.
We're just about bridged. We're bridging now.
Okay, you've got basically 1k of recovery before we ramp it. And remember, this one is going to be about entry speed, so I know it's going to be a bit difficult for the lower cap riders and the build up, but it's going to be much more efficient for everybody that way.
So stay in the front, ladies. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, ladies are probably sitting near the front of the group, and that way they can draft people as they come past.
Hi, Jake. You hear me?
Thanks, Julie.
What do you want me to do?
Can you plug the gaps between, on this one, can you plug the gaps between me and Coach and then everybody else? And what I'm guessing is you'll come past me and Coach as we ramp the sprint up, as we go around the bend.
Okay.
And then on the climbs, what we'll do on the climbs is I'm going to give people domestiques on the climbs to help them.
Yeah, my 1 minute first not sprint, so I can do it on time. Yep, everybody up to speed.
Perfect. Okay, and what we'll do is, as you know, when we go through the 1k to go marker, so to speak, at 3.1, we'll ramp it up to 3.0 on the front, and we'll steadily increase that pace gradually to the build-up. Now, the sprint starts at 4.1, right?
Yeah, and you can see pretty clearly.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, we're going to need that full K to ramp up, I think, on this one, and we'll try and hold it steady. But you know how it goes. In the last 500 meters, we'll be ramping it up 4, 5, 6, etc.
Yeah, as soon as we get round the corner, I'm going to launch it.
Yeah.
It's protected.
Yeah, you're better to go, again, this is the same as all sprints really, you're better to go too early than too late. You need to be at full speed as you're going across that green starting line. It's just too late.
I believe it's split roughly in seconds.
So that again,
How long is the sprint in seconds, roughly?
this one, anybody remember? 20, is it?
13 to 14 for the top, I believe, maybe
Okay,
12.
yes, it's about
Short sprint.
220 meters, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Quite sure.
Okay, 220 meters, about 13 seconds.
Through a roundabout, and that'll be a straightaway, and then the hairpin, and we go.
Okay, everybody knows this one, right? Can anybody not visualize it? Okay, so if you can visualize it, you know the bend we're talking about, and you need to be going as hard as you can there, really. Just sort of at least as we go around it. Not before it, but as you go around it, you've got to launch it there.
Do we want to stretch the line a little bit? Like a bit like now?
Yeah, as long as we don't get any gaps. So the lead outs need to make sure that they're plugging those gaps with the protected riders. Because any gaps is inefficient. Gaps are more than 5 meters in the lead out is not good.
Okay, Jay, we're going.
Okay, yeah, so we're running up to 3, please, on the front. The group looks like they're a bit strung out behind me. So
Yeah, they are a bit strong.
Yeah.
everybody push up. I don't want anybody more than 5 meters away or anybody else. At the push, and an absolute push, you want to be as close, you want no meters.
So we're here. On.
Not fair, some of you guys are thorough.
Okay, guys, you're going to have to ramp it a bit here.
Is the bend
Ready? Here's the bend. So get ready. Okay, go. Come on, Josh. Come on, team. Oh, you can.
Yes. Great work.
Well done, Del.
Oh,
Okay, stop here. Everybody stop. Stop pedaling. Recovery time. Go into the pyramid if you need to. I'm going to move up a little bit. Don't come past me.
Oh, well done, Patrick.
oh,
Good start, good.
I knew what not.
Yeah, look like some good times there, Renee. Well done, Patrick. Well done, Dazza. Just going to move up a little bit. What I will say is, there was a little bit of a gap there. I think it's because we had the ladies into the second layer, and people didn't come past me and Patrick Carney again till pretty late. So I want this time to be really tight. Really, really tight. Really good times. Entry speed is good.
NC's got the top 3.
What's that? We got the top 3 or they did?
Nothing we did. Ben first, me second, Chris third.
Excellent, can't have so much more than that. How do we get on in B?
Josh,
backsiders. D?
Just first. I think.
Perfect.
That was absolutely perfect for me, guys.
So, I'm third. I was first a female. I'm third overall.
Yeah, I can see it now. And I'm
Okay,
fifth.
well, third's still really good.
Yeah, I mean, John from ATP is just too fast. I'm not gonna beat him, so third is, I think, the max I can do.
The thing about sprinting as well is you can't beat everybody. There's always going to be somebody faster. And you can just only get it as good as you can get it, and we've got to be happy with it. Third's still a really good result. You're still winning the series overall at the minute, so I don't think we're in any
Yeah,
danger.
I
You just keep racking up points like that, and we'll be fine.
I lost the group in the beginning of the sprint. You guys are too fast.
So I think Dan, you had a bit of a gap at the back there. I think.
Yeah, I'm good though.
Yeah, I did the sprint alone, nobody around, so.
Okay, well, do we do what we did last time then, which is how we counted it last time, which is you guys go a bit further up ahead?
Yeah, I tried to just jump on when you're closing up.
We did that in Lettuce Express last week and it worked, so should we try it again?
I'd like to.
Okay, so what we'll do is get another minute or two's rest. There's no need to rush off. Get your energy back, get your recovery back. We'll send the ladies off, the ladies that want to go up ahead, off 30 seconds ahead of us. And that way we can hold the gap. What distance is the next sprint, Patrick?
It's exactly like 3 kilometers, 7.6, somewhere in there.
Okay, so it's not long at all then. So before you know it, we'll be on the ramp up. So we'll need to edge up. So what I want everyone to do, first and foremost, is edge up to me now before we set off. We've got at least another 2 or 3 minutes before we set off. But I want you to edge up to me so that we're all setting off from the exact same point. I know it seems really OCD and really anal, but when there's 3K and we've got to launch it with 1K, and we're trying to send people a little bit further up and coordinate that as well, we have to be together as we start. So let's do that.
What distance are you off?
Can someone call out on the pair menu?
You're 7, and your position, what, 72?
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, position 70, just in front of Jake.
So I got a
4.7.
It's just like on a little incline. That window is like.
Well, this segment is ridiculously short, the next one coming up, right? It's
This
like
is
10 seconds.
Yeah, so do you remember this one? So basically you go up the incline, and as you go up the incline, when you get to the top of it, you turn right. You then turn right, and then it's a left turn. And basically, is it a right and then a right and then a left, or is it a right, a left, and a left?
If you go the wrong
Right,
way,
left.
you go the wrong way, it's longer. Longer up the stairs.
It's the longer one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the long one.
Right into it until
It's a longer one, 7.6.
Fine, so
18 seconds.
yeah, it's 300 meters. I know the one you're talking about, Stu. Okay, yeah, fine.
It's
So,
not an incline, guys.
so no, I don't think it is on much of an incline. If it is, it's very, very small.
it's pretty
So
flat.
you kind of use the. Okay, good.
What do you,
You'll see it coming from a distance. Yeah, it's exactly as Stu says. You have to use your mini map on this one because I personally find it difficult to see the start of it. So I'm guessing other people do as well. So I'll call it as soon as I see it on the front. But obviously, if you know what the distance is and you can see it on the mini map, you're going to have to look after yourselves a little bit on this one because it is hard to see, and I will just be calling it on site. We don't have any landmarks, do we? To use?
We have some
Anyone ready?
people right out there.
Yeah, we do.
It's a right-hand turn, and then it's 600 meters till the finish line.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, so at the right,
Start ready.
yeah. So at the right hand side, there's then another 300 meters to the start of the sprint, right? That's what we're saying. Okay, fine. So we'll need to be at near full speed there anyway. So that kind of right hand bend can be your marker of I'm going to be going in about 9 seconds tops, absolute tops.
On the mini-map, isn't it where the two roads come back together? It's just either direction.
No.
Patrick sent pictures in. Patrick did the recon for us. Patrick, you tell us what's going on here. Patrick Hallstrom, over to you.
Yeah, sorry. I had my mic muted. Yeah, the finish is where the road turns right, and it starts on
one of the crossroads that is boarded up, or there's a road that comes from the side.
So do we
That's
think
what it
it's
reads.
do we think it's about 500-600 meters from the turning then to the finish line? Do we think that's right? That's accurate.
Or a little bit longer, I think.
I think it's 700 or 8.
Okay, well we know the distance. What's the exact distance when it starts?
It was 7.6.
Okay, well we're gonna ramp it up at 6.6. We'll make it easy. We've got a rough idea of where it is. We know it's the right turn. Then it's going to be probably a little bit more than 600 meters, and we'll need to be sort of going it as we hit the crossroads. Is the start line that you're saying? Just after the crossroads. At the
And
roundabout.
I need to be like 20 meters ahead of you going into that segment because it's so
Right.
long.
Okay, well, ladies, do you want to gradually set off at 33, unless anybody needs more rest? Okay, so ladies set off at 33 very gradually, and we'll set off at just sort of 30 seconds after that.
It's a little bit horrible because there's more than one crossroads.
Yeah, there is.
They're throwing a curveball, so it's really awkward.
Okay, so
7.5 meters, 7.5 kilometers. You really have to be at the end.
you have to be going at full speed at 7.5, what do you think?
Well, I will be.
Okay, right, we'll use that as a marker then.
Second
So yeah,
crossroad.
so we'll try and call it as the second crossroad. We'll try and call it as we see it, but keep in mind that it's going to, you're going to have to look after yourselves a little bit here. Look at the distance on the thing. Also, keep in mind everything we just said. We'll do what we can, but we'll start the ramp up at 7.6, and then the sprint starts at 6.6, and the sprint starts at 7.6. Okay, so ladies have set off, right? Please roll out, ladies. We'll let you get 20, 30 seconds. We'll let you get 20 seconds or so, and then we'll roll out as well.
It's too easy to go too early and run out of gas here.
I've done it plenty of times.
So if you're protected, maybe go a little bit later because it is long.
Okay, so we can afford to probably ramp this one up a little bit later than we would usually on that basis because it's so long. So yeah, just be a bit conservative with it. Okay, should we roll out then? Okay, rolling out. Got 2K till we start ramping it basically.
So regardless, I'm going to go a little bit early. So I will fall short. So just push right through.
Okay, mate. Okay, are we missing anybody?
Push out, guys.
Remember, I want no gaps, team. Matheson's with us again. He helped the other week. Maybe somebody reach out to him.
Aye, Captain. I'll check him out.
He was really useful in. I don't think it was last week. Maybe it was. But he was a really good lead out.
That's the boy in blue.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be him. Yeah. Okay, we've got 1K or so till we start ramping, guys. Okay, 500 meters till we start ramping. You can see the series of turns we're talking about on the mini-map.
Yeah, on the minimap, you find you see a right-hand turn, you need to start ramping.
The ATP is waiting for you again.
Okay, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them, just keep tight. Ladies, you'll probably be the ones that suffer here if anyone does. Because you're already spread out. So keep tight. No gaps. Okay, going to start increasing the pace here. Not much.
Passing ATP at 6.9.
Okay. So you see a right-hander? Just round your bend, see a right-hander.
Okay, guys. I'll start thinking about it pretty shortly. Ladies, we're coming.
We'll get 600 meters from here.
Guys, we're very spread out. Really need to group that up quick. Safety fit coming. I gave you one job. Come on, tighten up.
Right.
There's the line you've got to go now. Go now, go now, go now. Go on, Josh. Come on, guys. Come on, fast track. No. No. ATP whooped you then. Stop here.
Oh, Chris beat me.
Guys, I'm going to watch that back on the stream and I'm not happy about that. I'm so hard. Stop here. I'm not killing myself on the front to give ATP a lead out. If they jump on our train and it's going fine, great.
Yes,
But
a second.
when we open it like that, pair menu. Closing gaps. Yeah, that wasn't good. That simply wasn't good enough. I know I'm moaning, but I said the same thing last week and we had a big chat about it afterwards. We had one big instruction there, which was to close the gaps. And the gaps behind me and Coach were just, and Patrick were absolutely gargantuan.
Yeah, I mean, not complaining, but I was using the rear view camera that time to try to get a better idea of what I was in. I don't know, man, it's really confusing.
I'm gonna have to watch it back because I'm very frustrated that this keeps happening and somebody's obviously doing something they shouldn't be doing. So I'm gonna watch it back. If you know it's you, stop doing it. It's simple.
I gotta close gaps.
Don't make me call you out on it. Somebody's letting wheels go to hold their own chances in the sprint. And there's two people that we're trying to protect here. For the majority of that group that was just coming through them with me.
Yeah, the protected riders should always be doing what's in their best interest. Always.
Well, the protected riders should be at the very back of the group, A and B, and everybody else should filter. And they should just close the gaps. Because if you had the same thing happen last week, so I know I'm being harsh on you, we made about the exact same thing last week. I don't want to have to go back through this footage and watch it. I just want it to be, when I'm saying push up here, ATP are rolling, we just need to be tight. And then people are letting the wheels go. Something's not right, is it? So we're going to have to...
I didn't say go, I lost the wheel, but I was still at the front of the road, if you know what I mean. So when you say go, I still went, so I still let out, if you want to call it that, from the guys. I wasn't hanging at the back, but I lost the wheel. I don't know what happened with the hit decline or whatever it was. But at that point, we were in the middle of ATP, so you know, they were as much as good a lead out as the rest.
They weren't, they weren't. They absolutely weren't. They benefited from our lead out better than anybody else. They jumped on in the gaps.
I think the issue might be
The people that came past me weren't our people that came past me at 15 watts per kilo weren't our team. That's for sure. It was ATP.
I completely missed the start. I thought the start was at 7.6, and it hit me at about 7.4.
Yeah, it's difficult to get it exactly right.
okay.
Yeah, I popped off the brow.
When you started goal, that's when I went, and I was 50 metres behind you by that point.
Yeah. When I say go, I mean launch it with everything you've got. But the primary objective is hold, like I said before, is hold the wheel. No gaps. No gaps.
Okay. Everybody move up to me, please. Yeah, you can. Jake, if you can just move up to me.
Yeah. Budge up.
Bike changes now whilst we're in stationary rather than panicking when you get somewhere near the front. If you're doing a bike change, that is.
What that keys all changing to?
I want the Athos F works with mill steels.
I need CFR with
Still
no
too arrow for that. Maybe not for a lead out, but for me it would be. It's not enough arrow.
Right, I'm sitting at. Okay, I'm now moving up to Jake. Everybody moves up to Jake. Jake's right on the bed. Everybody move up. And that's the other thing. When Jake says we're starting, we are.
Oh.
It's just the little things, guys. I know we're moaning at you, but it's the stuff that's easy to get right. No one's not saying you're not doing a great job in the sprint and putting down the watts. So if you're going to go to the energy of putting down watts, why aren't we going to, why aren't we going to get the fastest time for it? Why are we going to let the easy things slow us down? That's why it's frustrating, because you're all absolute killers on the watts per kilo front.
So where's the climb start, Patrick?
It's about 9.0, is it? No, it's more than that. Sorry, is it 11.0? Something like that.
12.5.
11.5. Yeah. So you've got. It's going to be 12.5. Okay, so you know this one, guys, don't you? Libby Hill.
Yeah, so
As hard as you can go. Really.
yeah, listen,
We'll give you-
it starts where the roads go very close together. After the hairpin, roads go close together, and then they split. The green line is where the roads split up again and go further apart.
Yeah, you can see it coming up. So that line is quite away because it's a KLM.
Is it about a minute? Is that it?
It's good. Yeah, I mean, it depends what time we're going to be aiming for in the in the leaderboard. I've got a feeling Steve D'Alessandro is going to do some sort of insane time again that we won't be able to compete with. So I suggest we just pace ourselves in A. And I think Patrick, really, you're not going to like it, but you've got to be going between 9 and 10 up there. It's only a minute. It's only 1 minute. We'll pace you up it. I suggest we have a lead out per rider. So it's going to be, again, like the approach speed is actually useful on this one because the base of it's not actually very steep. So you're going to need still a bit of when I've actually done this segment before and done higher watts per kilo solo to a rider that was in a group and set a slower time, because it's just about entry speed and draft as well is quite important until the upper slopes where it gets really steep. So we're going to have to try and use a bit of pace on the front as we're approaching it. But really, once you get there, it's going to be the protected riders go as hard as they can, and you're either going to be helping a protected rider, which we'll figure out in a second, who needs help, or you're going to be trying to steal points for someone else in another category, if you know what I mean. So like in A, we'll be trying to beat Nurse Daniel. Darren will be trying to beat Nurse Daniel, for example, and Tommy. But who have we got that needs a lead out? So who are our protected riders in E? Tina?
Ben and Kat.
Okay, what sort of pace are you guys looking at?
I give you around 8, 5, 9.
Okay, for the minute,
I'm gonna
he's gonna kill me.
I'm
Okay.
going to
Go for
that guy after a minute.
Right, okay, so what we'll do is you and Patrick will group up and we'll give you guys a lead out together because that pace will be similar. So that's okay. So we'll give you guys a 1 or 2 lead outs. We'll come back to that. Kat, what sort of pace are you doing?
I'm gonna aim for like 7.
Okay. Josh?
6'5" to 7, hopefully.
Dan?
I'm just gonna try to blast. I really want Jamie to follow my wheel.
Okay, that's not an answer to the question though.
Yeah, it is. I'm just
What
gonna.
pace are you doing up there?
I'm gonna try to hold 9-10 as long as I can, and then try to see if I can finish the climb. So if Jamie's on my wheel, we're good.
Okay.
I don't have the legs today. I
sounds
don't
like you
think. So I have to.
So you're just going to try and lead out Jamie, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So Jamie, what pace do you want to go at?
Is 1 minute power is around 500, so you're talking about 7.5.
Okay, Dan. So Dan, can you sit just above that then?
About 550
Rather than,
watts.
rather than go, just 8, 9 watts per kilo. Don't go at 9, 10 because that's going to drop Jamie. So if you're leading him out, you want to sit just above what he can hold, right? So if he can hold 7 to 7.7, you aim for 8.
Yeah, I can probably hold that almost the whole way up, maybe.
Okay,
Depends.
perfect. We'll do that. Okay. So, who else have we got? We got anyone else in B we're working for today? I don't think so, have we?
Hey,
Right, so that leaves everybody else is a lead out or a point scorer. So, Dazza, you go for points, I think, in A.
Hey, Jamie, the trick here is when we make the turn onto the cobbled climb off the road, onto the steep part of Libby, we have to actually ramp up the watts probably for 5 to 10 seconds. So.
Yeah, that's probably when I'll hit the feather. I've got a feather power up, so hit the cobbles, I'll hit the feather.
I'll have the van going before that turn. So, just so you know, okay? So
Okay, Layla, Jess, what sort of pace are you guys talking about?
I have no idea. I'm at 10 kilometers now. I've changed bike and I'll just stop a little bit before when you start, so I can maybe get the speed up before I start. But I'm not sure how fast I can go up there. I haven't pushed myself anytime on that hill, really.
Okay, I appreciate that, although it's not the easiest to plan for. So what I suggest is we give you and Jess Kerry as a dedicated lead out. And then
Jamie,
Kerry,
I go.
yeah, Kerry can go. Kerry can go. Kind of. Is Kerry not here? You say?
No, I
Okay.
can't do it.
I thought she was here. Okay. Coach. Okay. Over to you then, Coach, on that one, please.
So I'm leading out Jess and
Layla.
What's Layla under? She actually down as
Layla Snow. Yeah.
Layla Snow. Okay. Right, you need to look for me. Okay.
So, are we going to let ATP mess with
No, let's just finish going through who's doing what, and then we'll talk about everything else. Okay, let's go through the list. So we've got Chris, Rodrup, and Silas. I want you guys helping Josh and Kat.
So, sorry, Chris and Silas, is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Looking after Josh and Kat, because Josh and Kat are going to be going at similar sort of pace from the sounds of it. So you two are just leading out, just sit just ahead of those two at whatever pace they're holding. And then that's going to leave Patrick Carney, Stewie, me, and Tommy. So what I suggest to lead out Dazza, Patrick, Karlstrom, and Tina. So I suggest we just kind of hold what pace we can. I mean, Tommy, if you, it's either going to be a case of sit just ahead of them and try and lead them out for as long as you can, and then if you crack, or if you can try and grab a few points, you can sit in the wheels or whatever and try and grab a few points off Nurse Daniel, but make sure you don't beat Patrick. Not that there's much danger of that, I don't think. It's Patrick.
Am I right in thinking that this starts on a bit of a slope and then the KOM starts up that slope?
Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna try getting Melissa on this podcast.
Yeah, kind of starts.
Okay, yeah. So basically, there's a little bit of a drag. You do a little bit of a drag. You take a left turn. The left turn's a descent, a false flattish descent for a few hundred meters, 500, 600 meters. You get to the bottom of that. You turn right. As you go right, you start going upwards. The KOM's pretty much there at the bottom as you go right.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's steep as hell to the top.
Yeah.
But it gets steeper as you go up, and then when you get the cobbles, it gets real steep as it starts curving around until you hit the banner.
Okay.
So I want Haggis, Tommy, me, and Patrick Carney trying to sit on the front for Dazza, Patrick, and Tina as long as you can. If you find gaps open up, find one of those three riders and help them for as long as you can, or try and score points on it. It's going to be difficult. We can put as many plans as we want in, but when we hit the slopes, it's all just going to spread out, I expect.
Yep.
So do what you can, look after people. We'll try. I'll probably try and do is, rather than trying to lead Patrick out the whole way up the climb, I'll probably sit on the front of the group at the beginning, at the base on this full flat descent, and try and get the pace up there. So you probably won't see me at the top. I'll definitely have some for the first half anyway. Okay, so any questions? Patrick, sorry, what were you asking before?
I can see ATP is standing in the sharp hairpin right before that, so they are waiting for us. They will surely mess up trying to keep up with your lead out rider.
Yeah, fun and games though. That's part of the tactics. We can't blame them for that. I would probably do the same thing if I was looking at the stronger team. But what I think we do is we tighten it up. Like I said before on the last one, we try and get tight. If ATP try and jump in or on us, okay, we can't do anything about that. What we can do is keeping ourselves as tight as possible, as efficient as possible, and maximising what we're doing for each other. So I want it tight. When we hit to the bottom of the descent, it's going to come apart anyway. So I wouldn't worry about ATP then. You can probably use some of them, if I'm honest. You know, just be a big blob up. Just be a big blob at the top, won't it? Yeah. So the difficult part's going to be the lead into the segment, making sure ATP don't disrupt us there. And as long as we're tight, I think we'll be okay. So people call it out. On the front, it is difficult to see. I'm looking at just meter markers behind me. So you look after each other, call it out if we can. I know we can't do too much once it starts, but just try not let ATP get in between you, because that's what they'll be trying to do. They'll be trying to disrupt our rhythm, slow us down, and get in between us. And they did a good job of it last time, but now we know they're going to do it again. So we'll just tighten it.
Okay.
Jake, I'm sitting next to Josh, and I was both cat to come up as well, so then I'm wearing the blue hat, so they know the lead out. I don't know whether that would help.
It can, yeah, if you want to do that, go ahead. Yeah.
So and with Chris Rogers as well, you come up as well.
Layla and Jess, you don't need to ride off because I'm going to be sitting at the back of this group for you. So there's no point. I mean, if you don't catch my whip when you get to the hill, there's nothing I can do for you.
Also, Chris and Silas, your priority is Josh. I will just hang on, and you guys just pace him, pace Josh.
So Layla and Jess, you need to hang on because I'll be at the back of this group, and then I'll ride at your pace into the start. Okay? If you're not on my wheel down into the start, there's nothing I can do.
Yes, awesome, guys. I'll try. We'll try.
I'll be at the back of the main group, so you don't need to chase the group.
And before we get going as well, remember that when you get into the banner at the top, stop pedaling immediately. You should have plenty of time to grind to a halt before we go down the descent. But if you start going down that descent and rolling, you're on the next comp. Sorry, like, there's nothing we can do for you. So make sure you stop, group up immediately afterwards, and we'll take a good breather before we do the final segment.
Okay, ready to go?
Everybody feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's do this. Okay.
Oh, 10. I'll count them down. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Layla and Jess, I will be at the back of the group.
Also,
Layla and Jess, you need to shout that the pace is too hot going into the start of the flight.
I am at 10 kilometers already, so
I'm right at the front of the group.
Okay, starting this flattish descent here at 8.3 now.
Okay, I've got a peak cap on. Wow. I don't know if it's pink or silly or whatever. All I know is I look good in it.
You always look good, coach.
I was going to say, why don't you look good in, coach?
Okay, Jess, where are you?
She's 20 seconds ahead.
I'm right at the front of the group. I'm just easy pedaling. Let you guys catch me.
9 kilometers.
So remember, Chris, keep an eye on that blue Tron. Might be worth one of us going a bit further ahead, so he's got like a leapfrog relay race.
Okay, looking good.
9.3.
Okay, so we won't really start even the ramp up to the guys on the front until, you know, I said we'll take that left turn, and there's about a 600-meter descent. We'll start it on as we go around that bend.
There's a nice little 8% little bump up here so we don't blow up.
Yeah, we've got a couple of K before we start ramping up anyway, guys. So don't panic yet.
9.7.
12.5-ish, we think, is the start of the segment.
Picked up some haggis.
Ride-ons from Colin.
Thank you.
Yeah, where is he?
Okay, Jess, I'm just coming past you now. We're at the back of the group, Jess. You need to tell me what you need.
So I'm gonna try and hold on to the group until the caravan, and then just do my own thing.
It really is the best way, Jess. As a not very good climber, if we can carry their speed into the hill, we're best off.
Yep.
Now remember, ATP will be doing their thing, so we just need to be tight. Okay, about a K or so before we start ramping.
Where are you, Layla?
at 11 now.
We're just passing you now, Layla. Jump on.
And there they went.
You on, Layla?
Yeah, she's dropped a little.
All right, I'll wait for her.
Hey.
I'm waiting, Layla.
All right, Jamie, we
Okay,
gotta go.
as we take the switch back, I want to start ramping it. should lead because it's a descent and we need to keep everyone together, but get a little pace going on front. And you can see the right bend, that's where the comm starts. So tighten up here. ATP look like they've gone. Don't worry about them. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Tighten up. We're going too slow, guys. Tighten up. What's going on?
All right, Jamie.
Okay, here's the start.
Follow me, Jamie.
Come on, go, go, go. Everything you got, slow.
Right, Layla.
Yeah.
Try and hold my wheel as long as you can. Here we go, Layla. Come on, push. Push, Layla. Push onto my wheel, Layla.
Come on, Jamie. Come on, Jamie.
Yes.
Come on, Jamie. There you go. Come on, Jamie. Keep pushing. Go, Jamie, go.
Well done, Pat. That's a personal record for you, Pat.
Thanks, Nessa. Thanks, Jake. You guys.
Sorry, Dazza, Patrick. Didn't have the legs today. Only 9 then. For a minute. It's like 60 watts off the PB there. 50 maybe.
It's over 450, 500 watts. Anyone just play the way from me?
That was a PR for me, I'm pretty sure.
Nice work, team. Good work, everyone.
My wife just came upstairs to check on me. She heard me puking.
That's perhaps more detail than we needed to know.
Yeah, I like to share. At least I muted beforehand. Hey, listen. If I'm calling for guys, I want to know they're giving it their all. I'm happy to know that. Makes me happy. I will never give you less than I got.
Me and Jamie took 1 and 2. And C.
It's the same for the leaders, Josh. They'll kill themselves for you as well. We're all giving it as much as we can. Everybody's killing it for the team. Good work, guys.
You overtook me on the start line and I never got near him again.
I feel we were a little bit slow on the leading.
Yeah. We need to be way.
I don't know.
We need to be
We were
way.
4 laps a kilo by the time we hit the start line.
Yeah, it's not enough. the thing is as well, because it's about, like I said before, it's not. You can do 1,000 watts on a 10%. It ain't much different to 800 watts on a 10%. You're still on 10%, and you're going at 6 or 5 kph. The lead-in, hitting the base of that column at 50 kph or 40 is a massive difference. So it really is about getting the speed up before we get into it. And I'm going to say it again, it made me shout at you guys. The big gaps opened up there that shouldn't have been. We're going to have a look back at it afterwards. I know it's hard, you've got the minute you're thinking about, but I don't really know how many other ways I can shout it.
Is it not benefit for somebody like me and maybe Chris in terms of I'm not a strong timer like that to be further up so that when they catch up we can sort of
So,
It's about, this is what we're saying, your slingshot effect at 8 kilometers an hour is non-existent. It's the speed entering the base of the climb.
Yep.
There's no draft at 8 kph. The draft stops at 17, 18 kph. So if you're going slower than that, you're not helping anybody. It's just psychological. So when we're on the upper slopes and it's 6 kph or whatever it is, nobody's helping anybody. It's just psychological. The way you can help them is how fast they're getting to the bottom of that climb versus how fast they're going up the bottom of it. That makes a tremendous difference. It's like all sprints, really. But this one's more pronounced on the climbs.
And KOMs like this, I have to try and chase the ace as long as I can and just go until I die.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about draft speed, really. Again, I know it's weird for the lower cat riders who are going, I'm hanging on at threshold here, I haven't got a sprint. But, it's still going to be faster. Try it, go solo, and do your max sprint, and tell me what the difference is. I guarantee you it's going to be
15 seconds. 15-second difference.
Huge difference. So I know it feels like you're hurting yourself more and you've got nothing left, but that's still way faster than going solo and going as hard as you can when you hit the line.
I get that. I agree with Chris. Westbrook is when he said that Josh takes us straight to the start, and we're about in any lead out. I mean, we're too slow in that respect. We should have been much further ahead.
Well, exactly. That's where I'm saying to you, close the gaps. So when there's a 13-meter gap behind me and you and Chris are there, that's where you're needed.
So, I need to make a suggestion here. I need to be on the front with you guys on this. So, I'm still going to I need to be on the front helping lead this out. So, Jamie and Chris, they can help lead out Josh if they want and fend for themselves. But they're the two leaders in C right now for today. So
this is all about the blob. This one's all about the blob on the downhill.
Sorry, I'm going to go along with 80 people. I have to go early.
Okay, Stewie, thanks for the help, mate. Really appreciate the lead outs today.
Thanks, Stewie. I tried to help, but I don't think I was much.
Always appreciated. Cheers.
Every wheel is nice.
Yeah, thanks,
okay,
mate.
I'm at 13 kilometres dead, right on the front. So if you can move up to me, we'll have a chance of starting as a blob.
Which is what we need to do.
Me and Tina at 13.1 because that was the earliest we could get to the power menu.
Let's do 13.1 then.
I'll move up to you, Jake.
Cool, yeah. We're at position 68. And again, like Chris said on this one, what I was just saying about this last climb is even more important on this one because it's shorter and it's steeper and the descent is more pronounced. It's literally the dynamics and the physics we just said are even more important now. So when your faster guys are going to shoot past the base of the climb, and that's kind of what we want. What we need everybody else to do is to plug the gaps between the front and them to save them plugging the gaps and using some energy that they'll need later up the climb. That's kind of the whole idea. So, yeah, try and just keep as close as you can. And the lead outs, I'm anticipating, if you watch, when we put this on YouTube and you watch it back, I'm basically stopped pedaling like halfway through every segment, except that last one where I was trying to score points off Nurse Daniel, even though I was hanging on Patrick's wheel for most of it. But generally speaking, I'll be stopping pedaling halfway or 75% of the way through because I'm totally cooked because I've used most of my energy before we even get to the segment to get us up to speed and to do that. So I need the lead outs to sort of just sit behind me and do the exact same thing, plug in the gaps there, and then they'll peel off sort of when I peel off. And the protected riders come past. That's the whole idea.
I'm an assistant.
You can take another minute or two if you want, guys, because this is going to be sheer aggression. The top guys are doing this in 20 seconds. It's going to be sheer raw power watts aggression when we hit the base of the climb.
This sprint, the fact it's uphill is irrelevant. It's all about entry speed, and then it's a 20-second sprint.
Do you know what I'd also recommend here is if you're not much of a climber and you don't like steeper gradients, take your trainer difficulty down to 0 or 10% or something, because it's going to be easier than changing, because of the descent. It goes really steep down, round the corner, and then straight up again. That's going to be really tricky changing gear, right? So I would personally take my trainer difficulty down, pick a gear, wind it up on the descent, and then boom, you're already in your gear as you hit the bottom of the climb. You don't have to change gears halfway up because it gets so steep. You don't have to change gears at the bottom because you're going into your sprint gear. To me, it makes more sense. But it's personal preference. It's whatever you prefer. If you're somebody that already doesn't like steeper gradients and you're just a 20-second sprinter, just like Chris said, this is just a 20-second sprint. So you can just take the train difficulty down and make it a flat 20-second sprint if you want to. Your call.
So, okay. Which bike? Do you want the Cat C?
Say that again, sorry.
I said, does Dan want me to lead him out for Cat C? If this is just a
No. I don't want any lead outs.
No. No, you just go for it. You just do what you can.
This one is just blob up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You won't have.
And it'll be, there's no domestics on the climb. It's just going to be sheer balls to the wall watts. So your Chris's, Silas's, Patrick's, Carney's, Jake's of this world are going to be Tommy's of this world are going to be Simon Stromberg's of this world are just going to be getting the blob going as fast as you can and keeping the blob together. So if you see a gap open up for 3 meters, that's your job to close it if you're one of those people. And it's the riders at the back of the blob. So you're going to get the riders at the back of the blob to the base of that climb as blobbed up as you can. That's your job. And we're going to have to do it pretty fast. We're going to have to accelerate pretty much as soon as we set off, right? Because it's going to be needing to get up to speed. This one's all about the speed you are at the bottom of the climb, as we just said repeatedly. So we're going to have to drill it on the descent. So your lead outs are still going to have a job here. That's going to be go hard on the descent and keep the gaps together. Sorry, go on.
Guys, what bike do you use for this one?
Arguable. Yeah, who knows?
I'm on the Swan right now.
That's what I use.
I changed back to the.
I'm going with the most aero bike.
I'm gonna have the advantage of the
Because you
down.
need something for the okay.
Right, Steve D'Alessandro just did it at 20.5. I'm sure people have done this one in 19 before. So it's beaten. Yeah, I think you can, Josh. I think you will. This is where you stick it to him.
We'll go on the top of the hour.
Butch, can you do a 10-9-8 lead in, please, so we all put the first foot down together rather than stagger it? We haven't got space to stagger it this time.
Yeah, I'm going to count you in.
And if you're
90 seconds.
And if you're off the back of the group as we go over the top, you're not coming back.
Yep.
If you let a gap open up, that gap's not coming back together, and anybody behind you is fucked. So you've screwed yourself and everybody behind you. So do not let any gaps open up. Use your energy to close them, even if it's part of your sprint energy. You will thank me that later.
Yep.
What bike are you going for?
Bit late to decide now. We've got a minute.
Yeah, just
1 minute to go. Whatever bike you've got.
Sight yourselves up, guys, because as soon as we basically start rolling, the sprint's going to be within about 20 seconds, 30 seconds tops. One more to go.
45.
ATP is waiting at the bottom.
Okay, don't worry about them.
No,
If they try and get on us as we're in the bottom, they're screwed.
30 seconds.
They already went.
They're screwed. If they do that, they're screwed. Don't worry about them. We just got to keep tight. One more, guys.
15. 10.
Start making sure your sensors are working.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, make sure you're pedaling. Coach, you've gone off pretty hard there.
Yeah, too hard.
You went off at 5. Okay, go up on me. Everybody tighten up here. Tighten up on me right now. Right now, tighten up, close the gaps. If you're a protected rider to the back, if you're not, close those gaps to me right now. Okay, good. Start ramping. Guys, you gotta start ramping. Make sure no gaps. Josh is coming past. Go. Come on, guys. Everything you got, Snow. Come on, boom. Okay. Come on, guys. You got this.
Come on!
Come on, Patrick. Come on. Yes, Patrick. Come on. Animals. Yes. Come on. That was beautiful. Well done, team. That was perfectly executed.
Nice, Tina.
I lost your footage too early.
You came right to me, coach. And the other guys at the bottom of the hill was perfect.
Holy shit.
I finished just a hair behind Josh. That is perfect.
Yeah, I had a bit worried because Josh came flying past like a bullet.
Dude, that was awesome.
Oh, so good, guys. You beat Steve D'Alessandro. You beat Nurse Daniel. Nurse Daniel's had a bad day today. He's a fantastic sprinter. But we've put him to the sword today. We have to take our chances. He has us all the time on the flat. We have to have him where we can. He's too dangerous to be left alive. Make sure you get to the end, guys. Well done, team. Some really good results today.
Holy shit.
I'm just crossing the line now in 1 minute 50. Do you reckon I'll get any points?
Look at time, well done, Chris. Good job, guys.
Come on, Layla, we'll ride to the finish.
Hey, Tails.
And remember, if you don't want to do the climb again, you can just take the training difficulty down. I don't want to hear any climbs. I don't want to see Richard Carter hand cranking it up there again.
Shit.
Man, was some of the best climbs I've ever done. That was awesome. Yeah, that was a good one to end on. The last one in particular, I think, was executed perfectly. Oh, it was awesome.
Okay, someone is.
Good job, Dan.
Someone say 18 people. Oh, it's perfect, guys. Someone say 18 people up to the bottom of the hill or something weird.
Nah, she was joking.
I was going to say, that would have been a very strange place to start the lead out.
Best, that time you got there is awesome.
You ever race this course? This is the worst finish in Poland's win.
Yep.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, look at this finish.
It's brutal.
Isn't this where Peter Sagan won? This is where he made his move, no?
Yeah, it's in the third.
I thought he made his move on Libby.
Maybe, maybe it was Libby.
It's 23rd. I mean, on the.
Yeah, but he went down.
23rd.
It's like, what is it? Yeah, the kilometres are finished.
We had this course as the Snow Championships in 2021.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That was a great course.
Some was horrible. I don't know that.
can't think of a better course. I just can't finish. I just can't believe you guys let me pick the course for that one as well.
You picked all of them.
Nobody
Hilly Route.
Nobody else likes to make decisions, and you veto Dan.
Yeah, you don't like my 5 kilometers on campus.
Well, I don't think it'll ever take me an hour and 6 minutes to do 16k of Richmond again until next series anyway.
Until next series.
Patrick and Dazza must have done some pretty good power today from the looks of it as well.
Man, they climbed like beasts.
Pretty good bucket for those calves, Patrick.
Well,
Oh, great work, guys. If we're going to pick one to put on YouTube, this was a good one. I can see the title now in clickbaity. I did a race where finish time means nothing! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Hello. The recording was full. I had no space left on the PC. Not sure where it got off. I got the video or the last print at least.
Oh, well, if we got most of it, we can live without the last bit. I mean, I've got it recorded as well. It's just what I won't have the Discord portion from it.
Hey, please don't ever do that YouTube thumbnail where the host is sitting there with their mouth wide open and fake disbelief. You know that? See that all the time. It drives me nuts. It's like nothing shocks you that much. Just stop.
I have started learning about thumbnails, and like Mr. Beast says, the thumbnail's the most important thing of a YouTube video. But Jess had a good point, because Jess messaged me and said, "You look like a bit of a dick." Yeah, I know I look like a bit of a dick. She goes, "But you look like a nice presentable young man or whatever when you don't pull a face." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but that's kind of the point, is you want people to go, what the fuck's he going on about?" And then click it. That's kind of the point, is you're supposed to look a bit like an idiot, just to get people to click it. But if you just look like some average bloke, people just don't care, do they? You wanna be doing the sort of stupid things. But it's a fine line.
No, I believe it works. I'm not disputing that, but it's at what cost?
Yeah. I think that was just the point as well.
You know, you're paying for it with your dignity.
Yeah. Selling my soul to YouTube for a few advert clicks.
Well, that said, I haven't seen that face yet. I'm just saying, please don't start.
Well, maybe there's an idea if that's what GCN are doing.
Well, if you do it, just grossly exaggerate it. Put it in Photoshop. Make your eyes as big as coffee saucers. Make your mouth take up the whole bottom half of the screen.
Or Photoshop myself into one of the GCN thumbnails for a laugh with them, and then use that. Put them in snow kits. See how long it takes for me to get a cease and desist letter.
Fill in new GCN presenter, see what happens.
I mean, I used to really like the videos, but like I feel these days like it's all really bad acting, where they're like staging it all, aren't they? It's all, like pre-written skits, but like Hank and Connor can't act to save their lives, so it's really cringe. And pretty much everything they do now is an advert for something.
But yeah, Connor, he's just a goofball. He doesn't need to act. He's just goofy by nature.
Yeah, it's funnier when it's just like when they just, film it and like record it, and like it's kind of like the things that happen naturally are funny, sure, and you keep them in or whatever. But like when you're scripting these bloopers or whatever, and they can't act, it's very like amateur dramatics all kind of look. It's not great.
All right. I'll see you all in about 2 weeks' time.
Okay,
Good
Coach.
luck, Coach.
Thanks as always.
See you, Coach.
I have no flight. I have no flight for 2 weeks. So.
Are you moving house or?
Cheers, Coach. Good luck.
Yeah, moving out Monday. Good
You
luck.
want to do the maths before you pack your computer, Coach?
Yeah,
Good lad.
I'll do it
Hello.
later.
I'm going to beat Nurse Alessandro for the finish. Yes, come on.
Thanks for playing, guys.
I'll do the results. I'll do the results later, Jane.
Thanks,
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, stuff to do. See you in 2 weeks.
Yes, I beat them too.
Yeah, that last one was beautiful though, man. That last climb, that last sprint.
Great work, everybody. Yeah, it was really good. Everybody goes deep. It's a really tough course, this one. It's a mixture of everything, isn't it? And that 1 minute climb is just sure gets rid of all the carbs left over in your body, that's for sure. You got any glycogen, glucose left, it's all gone, isn't it? Sometimes I always think just like have this is the one where I have a can of Dr. Pepper on the side, just sipping at it as I go through. Keep the sugar up.
My wife was gonna go visit her dad today. I was like, with the course, please wait till I'm done, just in case I have a heart attack.
Oh man, things to look forward to as a veteran rider.
Yep.
I say that in terms of veteran as an age. Because you are a vet, right? Josh? You saw it? Yes, thank you. I think I read that somewhere.
Let's go to Dan.
Oh, thank you too, Dan. I had no idea.
Nah, don't worry about thanking me. Just
Makes you feel awkward, right?
I just think it's a bunch of lip service these days, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean it. It's sincere from me. But I also know what it's like to get banged for something that doesn't feel like it's a big deal.
Well,
I know some vets feel that way. They're like, I just don't, I was swimming in the depths or whatever. They just don't want it.
I think there's other ways to thank vets, and there's guys that are more needy than myself, so, and they need
I
more
agree.
help. That's and those guys get left out, unfortunately.
Yeah, they get forgotten about. Well, everyone loves them until they're homeless, you know?
Well, that's what ends up happening. You end up being homeless.
Love you from afar.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you need that crazy guy? Well, I'm pretty happy with the results. Thank you, guys. That's one of them courses that I look at on the calendar and say, oh, shit, that's going to be a shitty week.
Yeah.
Well,
happy to be a
You're going to have to basically stop riding now to lose me, I think, Josh, as well. So,
I don't know. I think that Rosef guy could still be an issue. He's a race down.
did he turn up today?
Yeah, he got first, a second, third.
What's he like on? What's he like on the
But he-
climbs? Oh, he's okay. You know what? He's okay on the climbs.
He's solid, very solid.
solid rider. Yeah, he's.
But he's. Do you know who he is? Do you know if you watch? Just a small plug here for my YouTube channel. But if you watch my last video, where we won in Neokia on the first ever Snow CC Racing League race, he was the guy that was chasing on the front that we were worried about that managed to been off on the climb. Well, not been off on the climb, but he was still there in the reduced group at the end. But he was the one we were most worried about. He was chasing me pretty hard on that climb. He wasn't slowing down much. So
I noticed him several seasons ago, and he just never has made enough races.
Yeah.
But he has been very, very consistent this season.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily consistent enough, I don't think yet.
So
No, not yet.
yeah, knew this week was
Today?
going to be rough.
Today was huge for me. All right, guys, I'm going to check out. Thank you very much. Great job.
Thanks, Josh.
See you,
Yeah,
Josh.
awesome job today, mate.
Great job.
Cheers, Josh.
And Chris probably beat me today, leaving out Josh.
Chris probably beats you. You're talking about Chris Woods for talking smack about Gareth.
No, Waldrop. Man, I
Yeah,
get
just that last sprint, Dan. 20 seconds, 400ths of a second off Brink in 20 seconds. It was unreal. I was 4 seconds behind you. But what killed you was the minute plan.
Well, so Layla was just a little bit far back, so Jamie was a little bit back there too. So I think that we decided to kind of together to kind of help coach, trying to bring her back. And then I noticed the gap was getting too far, and so I did good power to get Jamie into that climb, but he'd have been better off in the group instead of just taking my draft. So my climb time was still okay, but I would not have beat 120 today. None of my life. So my legs aren't perfect today, and I'm not trying to be fresh right now because I gotta worry about season or whatever it is, series 2.
I'm not too worried about this season's ZRL as long as we don't get relegated with chance. Anything else, I don't really think is too big of a deal.
Well, I gotta finish the races.
I'm not sure I'm going to do 6 races this season. To be honest, I'll have a look at what they look like and what I fancy. But I think as long as we put out enough of a team to not get relegated, chance everything else.
You're gonna have a go at the Wednesday night.
I will do in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. When is it? Because ZRL starts in 2 weeks, Coach.
Does it? I don't think I'm going to do ZRL this season.
Yeah, I understand. I don't think I'll do all of them, but I need to do enough to just keep chance in the division they're in because we've got to be one now.
Yeah.
So going to have to do enough to keep us there. But yeah, and I'm doing at the minute. I'm really into my Thursday CTTs because my 20-minute power's gone through the roof doing them the last couple of months. But I still don't mind doing Wednesday and then Thursday back to back, but I have to manage it a bit better earlier in the week. Is the only thing. Yeah. So yeah, I will. Short answer is I will do some races, but I don't know if I'll be riding for the league. I might just come in and do some work for people.
But you only need 6. So
out of how many?
It goes on forever.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get 6 in over the. As long as it's just basically the next 6, the next 10 weeks will be quite a lot of ZRL, but I'll probably get 5 out of the next 10 weeks in or something.
I'm literally just packing up my bikes up into a box and it's dismantling everything. Right, I think I'm done.
Did you see how we got on ZRL on Tuesday, Coach?
Yeah. No, I posted it. I said, well done. Good results for both teams, eh?
Yeah, Silas got 2nd in Joke.
That's a brutal course. That was a long course, wasn't it? Long race.
You could call it, Coach. You could call it the Queen Stage, which is definitely what I'm going to do in my YouTube video.
It was a long race, wasn't it?
It was.
58K.
It is funny because if you pick one race this season and said, Jake, which is the least likely race you think you'll win, I'd have picked that one. So it is quite funny. But that's racing for you, isn't it?
Well, because people have to hold back on that race, so it plays into your strength, which is sitting in the wheels. No one's going to make a break for it on that course and get away with it.
No, it worked out well for us, and in the sense that Darren and Patrick did more work than me. So if you look back on the stream and look at the points, they got more segment points than me. Like I wasn't feeling particularly great that day anyway, and they got, they did more than me. So I had more left for the finish anyway. And then I'm not as good a sprinter as them, so like we do what we have to do, which is if you've got 3 to 4 people in the group and 2 of you are good sprinters, what's the third one you've got to do? Especially if they've got a good minute power, they've got to go from a K out and make people chase, haven't they? Which is what I did. I just wasn't expecting it to stick. That was the funny thing. I was just fully expecting it to go. Darren called it really well earlier on, so I watched it back, and on Titans when I went, I'll just go with the K to go. I haven't got much left. Darren went, people that go early on this one usually get it. And I thought, I don't know if you can be able to keep a gap over a big group. The one thing that did play into my hands massively was, especially when I watched it on Patrick's stream, was you can't see me attack. You don't see me attack until I'm 30 metres off the front, if you're as far back as Patrick is. So if you're sitting in mid-pack for the sprint, I'm already 30 metres off the front. It's too late, isn't it? So like it was almost like a sneak attack. And it was only because I was chasing the wheels, because somebody attacked with 1.8 km and I got into the first 3 or 4 wheels, and then it came back together. And I was in the first 5-10 wheels and went, all right, well, now's the chance to attack because everyone's calmed down. It's 1k to go. And it just, the people there didn't chase. And then by the time anyone else realised, it was too late. So it wasn't like I was stronger than anyone else. It was just perfect timing in terms of being disguised from the better sprinter at the back. So, but that's team tactics, and we've got that sort of thing nailed. So, and it's good because if you watch the sprint, like Patrick and Darren are there in the wings, ready to pounce, to take in second and fifth anyway. So, yeah, it's perfect, really. Good stuff. Right. But I was more, to be honest, I was impressed.
See you later, guys. Take care.
Is that Chris?
I think that's the best result in Joe. Cheers, Chris.
I'll catch you during the week.
Great job, Chris.
Someone's doing an event on Tuesday. Post what it is and see if a few of us want to do it. I'm racing on a Thursday, but I'll happily join a race. Need a domestique or I'll just play a disturber on a Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, pop something on Discord. I'm not sure which ones are on a Tuesday, but yeah, pop it in. We'll have a look, mate.
All right, cheers. Bye.
See you.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, Jake, I think I got the last sprint recorded.
Beautiful.
Or wait.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I did.
What were you and Dazza doing? What's per kilo wise on Libby? Must have been above 9, surely, right?
Oh, I did.
Looked good. Mine was 9, and I was holding on to you guys for the second half.
I mean, I was feeling like I wanted to quit, but I saw Dazza in front of me, so that really was a motivator.
I was trying to come around you guys and couldn't even come around you to give you. I was just trying to get ahead of you for a few more seconds to give you like a few more seconds to lead out, and I couldn't even get around you. Couldn't even come around you.
I've got the number on the power.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
124.
What's that in watts per kilo? That's got to be.
I'm 84.
And what? How many was it? How many watts was it?
724.
So that's gonna be up there about 9, just under 9, 8.8, something like that.
Cool.
Beautiful. Yeah, can't have so much more than that. I really couldn't even get onto you guys, but I was just clinging on for dear life there.
What was Dazza pulling on the Eastern 8 Fugo sprint the first time?
I think he got top 3.
No, what was his wattage? Because he was off the front. I mean, not off the front, but he was in the front.
That wasn't. No, that wasn't. On the second Fuego one. Yeah,
no, the first one he was.
No, I was more impressed when he did the second Fuego one. If you watch that back, and if you watch it back on the recording, Dazza goes, "I got 4th." You got like first foul, dude. Like I would have been shouting that out. Like that would have been the first thing. I was over the line first. Like you smashed everybody on that. You're a hat trick. It's like I couldn't even move up for one. Yeah, like 20 meters place, man. I couldn't move up, and that's why I said for the sprint at the end I'll have to go early because I literally couldn't even get near the front in that one. You guys, I know, but you still got foul. You still got first foul as well. When I watched it back, you were first over the line.
No, he was second.
So like, second maybe Pat was first, but you two were the first 2 over the line. And I was like, holy shit, that was insane. Like, I watched the Pat was like,
The first sprint?
So it was really good.
It was the Hirsch guy.
That was the second. Well, I mean, on the first sprint, I even got 4th FTX. The people weren't going that hard. I got 4th FTX on that, and I didn't do above 600 watts, 650 watts.
I just couldn't believe that one guy. Because he left a 60 to 80 meter gap between him and Dazza before Patrick came through on the video. I couldn't believe that. The guy who's doing 20 some watts per kilo for 15 seconds.
Or the sprinter.
That was bullshit. That was definitely not.
Yeah, he's never done nothing like that before.
Exactly. If you do stuff like that consistently, like it may be bullshit, it may not. But if you've never done more than 16 for 15 seconds and then he did 21, like 21 is track. You know, the good track sprinters are doing 21. Like you ain't many road sprinters doing 21 watts per kilo for 15 seconds. You know, and then he did 16.6. So he beat his record, but more than 15. He did it for in the middle of the ZRL race, and then recovered to race the next hour and 15 minutes. So you just think,
Saying that, next season when we're in the in ZRL, there's this kiddie in it I used to race against called Chunk. Meanwhile, can't remember his first name. He does like 16 watts per kilo for 15 seconds. He's an animal. He'll win every sprint.
Has he got a big team?
I can't remember who he raced for. I'm not sure if it's dirt or not. I'm not too sure. What's his first name?
Does he win races? I take it.
I think he ain't got a bad 1 minute power either, and he can half climb. He's about 88 kilo. But you look at his picture, you can tell why. It's just his hedge. Yeah, 16 watts. I used to race with him quite a lot in ZRL because I was in Pro Vision. We were racing with next season, and we were racing against him quite a bit.
What's
and he
his
used to
age?
just destroy everyone.
What's his age?
Yeah, 60. I'm not too sure. I reckon he's 30s.
Yeah, that's a tough guy to beat there, right there. Cause
yeah, but the thing is, you got to not got to worry about beating one guy though. You're gonna beat the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he's got a great team, you know, it is what it is. We'll deal with it, and we'll put a plan. One thing we always do really well is we put together a plan that works. You know, we like we said before, sometimes we are outnumbered, but we are never outgunned. Like we'll always come in with the best tactics for the course and what we've got available to us. And sometimes we might not have the strongest riders, but we'll always maximise what we've got available. And some teams don't do that, and so you can be Henry Hirsch doing 21 watts per kilo in the last race, and his team didn't even get promoted. You know, they lost. It's that other team. So like it can go one-man team. So yeah, I'm sure this guy's team's better because they're dirt and they're in B1. Do you know what I mean? But also,
so there's going to be two dirt, two Wahoo
and
Nicoles,
we'll deal with him the way we dealt with everyone else. We'll put a plan together.
and two Pro Vision teams, correct? Or are they going to be called? Or is WTRL going to allow them to change their name?
I don't know rides for him now. They had a lot of high-level Bs who went up to A's.
Okay.
And then we had this other kid who's left us, and he went to dirt. I don't think he's racing with us next season, and he's gone elsewhere. He was really good.
But
He's a bit like Patrick. He used to win it all.
So they changed their name though to Level 1 or something.
What's that? Sorry.
Provision changed their name.
Did they?
That's what.
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, they've changed their name.
Is Scott Bradley still there? Has he got his own?
Yeah. I think he's. What are they called now?
Is it underground racing or something?
It's called Level 1.
No, that's his.
So, and was Cy the originator of that team then, or somebody else?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like they wanted, because he was talking on the podcast thing about trying to do some youth stuff with young riders and getting them going too. So I think that's cool. So, but that has two dirt teams, two Provision teams, and we'll now have two Wahoo Nicoles in there. So you'll have to get used to those tactics. And no, there will not be a. Yeah. So you have three teams.
I reckon we do right. It's quite punchy all the course, isn't they? It's a bit the same as this sort of season.
The problem
just TTT.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The problem for us, I think. We just don't have, like, we will Henry. If you look at the time we got, and I usually do this just for my own reference, but I'll compare the times we got in our division to the teams in the division above us to see what we would have got if we were in the team in the division above. This season, the time we did on the TTT for ZRL would have put us like 8th or 9th in B1 last season, and there's 2 of them this time, so we really are in the sport there.
Yeah, but if you have Steve
commit
and
to
Pete,
doing a practice or two, like there's riders that are, you know, your Patricks, your Darrens, your Jakes, you probably go at whatever pace we need, can't we really? But we are still probably a couple of top end minute kilo Bs away from being a top 3 time in that division. I think on the TTT, we just are. We need another rider or two that can do a 4.1 or 4.2. Just 2. Probably 2 of them.
Pete and Steve. Steve doesn't.
Steve can't do it. Steve's a great rider, but he's not. He can't push the pulls. So I know his 4.0 is still 400 watts, but he does struggle on the TTTs when we need to go faster. He's a good squad guy for TTT for sure on the flatter ones. But if you're going for a top time, you're gonna need 4 guys that are doing 4.0 at least. I'm afraid. And they're going to need to be good at TTT as well, so they're going to need by doing pulls and everybody swapping. Because all the good TTT teams are doing 5.0 on the front. So therefore, we need to do 5.0 on the front. Pretty simple, really. So however you do that, as you manage that with a couple of riders. But the thing is, the way we distributed it last time, we only got 4th in our division, and Patrick was 1 more off getting promoted to A. Maybe got DQ'd or whatever. So like, we can't have him do that much work again. That makes sense. So we need to split that work across to the riders. So like, I can do it, but the TTT I did on Thursday, I was only 2 watts off doing a power, so I'll have to be careful. But I know I can sit just around that level. But say me and Patrick sit there. Dazzler was really good on the last TTT as well, doing 4.0-ish sort of levels and able to pull the whole way. But we're still one or 2, at least 2 really riders in that sort of vein. Away. And Alvaro is good, but he's not a TTT guy. He struggles on the TTTs. It's just not really his forte.
He's a
Which
puncher.
is, understandable. Yeah, he's a
I must admit, I find them really difficult.
They are hard, and if you're not used to it, the thing is, I drill TTT a lot. Like I do them a lot, pretty much every week at the minute since May. Patrick's done quite a few of them recently, and because he's such a strong rider at the top end of the category anyway, he can kind of suffer a bit more than like most people in our team. But like, unless you're doing TTTs every week, they're really hard. Like when I first started doing them again, I was like, oh shit, yeah. But when you get used to them, it is a lot easier. But it's just difficult getting everybody together to do a TTT every week. It's not the best use of everyone's time. I don't think people. I'm a leader that limited time I was with, and they want to do racing and workouts and stuff, and you get the odd TTT in, but we don't practice them enough to be competitive in ZRL, basically. But it is what it is. We're better than everyone else at everything else. So you take it on the chin, don't you? We do a lot of sprint series stuff instead of TTT. We do this on Saturday. Therefore, when it comes to the sprints and segments on ZRL, that's why we're really good, because we've got some of the best punchers around who know what to do. So it's swings and roundabouts. I'd rather be good at this. You're not winning, even if you're good at TTTs on ZRL, you're still not winning the league. Might help you win the league, not winning you the league.
Well, TTT might help make me a better climber and possibly a better endurance rider, but it's not gonna. It doesn't make me a better racer. And
Do you realise that if we skipped the TTT last season, in chance, we'd have still got promoted in second place? If we could take the points away from that TTT straight off the road, we'll take that out of the results. We didn't get any points in TTT. We still did enough to come second overall. So that's kind of what the trade-off is, isn't it? It's like, we're not going to TTTs, but the added benefit we've got in sprints is kind of where.
Yep.
And we're competitive enough in the TTT to not lose that many points in the low divisions. In B1, it may be a bit different. But, 4th is okay, like in B2, if you're going to win every other race, whatever it is. But I do think we're going to have to plan for the contingency that Patrick might not be an A for B for.
But you might want to plan on developing an A team here pretty soon.
I've got a plan. You're banned from racing, mate, until 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, you're going on the bike.
Maybe I'll hit the rack and try to do some weights instead.
Stop training with Jenny so much.
It's weird though, because I'm the heaviest I've been for a little while, and I'm doing the best power I've been for a while as well. So it kind of a swings and roundabouts thing. You gotta be careful you don't add too much muscle in the right places. But my thinking on it is, if I'm 2 watts away from doing 8 power on a TTT, when I wasn't looking at my power, I wasn't like monitoring it or anything. That was just pretty much as hard as I could go. And I'm doing my normalised is higher than 8 power for bigger durations at the minute. I think I probably will do it soon. And if it happens, it's going to happen, and that's fine. But I won't chase it. Like when I was in A category before, so I was doing short TTs to get into A. But there's no point. I think if I'm doing it in a race or a TTT, fine, then I'll just deal with it. But I'm not going to like push to get there. But I am prepared at this point by Christmas. It might be doing snow races, but that's a good thing, to be honest. I think your top end B should be doing A races just anyway, just as a matter of course, to get used to racing at that threshold where you're, if saying cycling, sometimes you're a hammer, sometimes you're a nail. It's a good thing though, because you need to practice your racecraft at both and your fitness at both. Your fitness when you're top end and you're doing that attack in the last K is one thing. It's quite different when you're hanging on at the back of a pack at threshold when you can't try and get another 30 seconds in the block before you die.
So what is the Sunday endurance tomorrow, by the way?
Say again?
What's the Sunday endurance ride?
I don't know.
Who's leading? Do you know who's leading?
No, Lee led last week, so I should not Lee.
Okay, so it might mean it's a good course.
Maybe. I'll probably do an hour or two, but it depends because I'm watching the UFC with my mate tonight, and I don't know what time I'll be up and about. Over here, it's on at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Huh? The endurance ride?
No, the UFC.
Oh.
Great card tonight, though. The UFC in it. It's a must. You can't miss it.
Oh no, it's not. It's Atrabon. Atrabon, whatever the hell it is.
I don't think I'll be rushing to do Sunday endurance ride on that.
Nope.
I'm gonna sweep as well. I can find a new sweep.
Oh, Dan, which bike did you have on the last sprint?
You're not gonna believe this. The Canyon Area Road with the disc wheel.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking if the Aero would have been better than the Tron because entry speed.
Here's my take. I'm a never Tron guy because the Tron is not the fastest bike. It's never the best choice.
The thing is, like, a lot of the top racers will just pick a bike and just go with it. You're talking like a fraction of a second, aren't you? And for these sorts of events where it's fastest through segment, it is important. But like in a race, it's just you just pick a bike and the Tron's a trusty thing where I know where I'm at with the Tron. It's never so you might lose a split second to the climbing bikes or a split second to the aero bikes on the sprint, but you're never going to be really very far behind it.
The problem with the bike is not really the bike; it's really the wheel choice. Because that's what makes the difference in the end.
I mean, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm just lazy. I just like saying it as one thing and just knowing that that's probably like going to be okay. And also, I'm quite like this with my equipment, my setup, everything. My settings. I quite like it all to just be how I like it, and then I just kind of like leave it. I don't really like tweaking stuff if I can avoid it. I don't really like changing the trainer very often.
I'll be interested to see my power for that last climb, but the one thing that helped is I was kind of right at the rear of the group, and I powered up, and so I knew I was still going to be in the group when I looked down to hit my draft power up, and I did that like in the middle of the road, I believe, in the bottom, and that's why I had just so much speed going into that climb. that I knew when I was up there, when I caught everybody up front, that my 700 watts was just going to be enough to help continue pushing me to the line with everybody else. Because that's what I was doing at that point. It almost felt like I was going to break my handlebars though, because I might have been down to like 55, 60 RPMs. What I need to do is I need to put a camera on my gears so I know what gear I'm in on these climbs.
Right, I've got to do a fucking. I've got to do the camera a bit now.
Since I'm
for recording.
Since I'm not very good at sustained efforts, putting the trainer difficulty down to 0 sucks for me. I'm just hoping that this 40 minutes or so of riding around after the race
to give people a chance to improve their sprint technique, have a chat, spin away, and just enjoy some.
Hey, did that one guy show up? Tim Perkins. $27.7. I think I'm going to stop at 28 kilometers so I don't do Libby again.
Alright guys, I'm going to shoot off. Have a good one. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, mate. Great effort.
Yeah.
Cheers, yeah. Great.
Cheers. See you later.
See you guys. I've got to head off as well. Take care. See you soon.
Okay, bye.
Silas, yeah.
Is it Silas?
I'm gonna follow suit.
Cheers, Tommy. Great work, mate.
Enjoyed that. I'll try and get one more of those, I think.
Yeah, appreciate the help, mate. It's really good to have the lead outs. I know it's not that glamorous when, you know, we just sort of get you to help plug the gaps, but it's much appreciated.
It's good to do, you know, it's quite something different, isn't it? And get involved, so
help the guys out. And the chances as well. As much as I want you to we won't always ask you to do that. You know,
No, that's fine.
Cool. Nice one, mate. All right, we'll have a good weekend.
Catch you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Cheers.
Right, I only need to do an hour and 15 minutes tomorrow. And there's some core stuff. That's good. And I'm having an easy week. Recovery week. Ooh. Look at the powers, I think.
And it's so slow exporting this, what's it called? WebChimp. Takes ages to like upload the video or first. I don't know what it does.
Oh yeah, I need to get you to upload the social one as well when you get a chance. And I'll screen record that as well.
Will take probably a couple of hours or 3 hours before it's on YouTube, so I'll send you that link.
Yeah, there's no rush. I won't be editing it till at least tomorrow, probably. Yeah, a little later in the week. I might do the ZRL Volcano one first.